Hey everybody, I'm Patrick,
And I'm Arlen.
and this is Cash Sports. Stay tuned in today's topic. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about NBA big men, a gem that has been lost for decades or just years, because now the game has shifted more into a smaller level of play in terms of shooting, right? So we're going to be talking about a matchup that's been in the works for some time now: Jokic and Embiid. So Artem, tell me, who would you take between Jokic and Embiid, and tell me why?
Well, I'll start right away. Jokic is one of my favorite players right now. Without a doubt, I'm taking him over Embiid. And I'll tell you why. And, well, first of all, this guy Jokic is an MVP. That already does tell something. Unlike Embiid, who is not. But Jokic has been improving since the last season even more. So he won an MVP last year, and he's been even better since last season. He's literally in MVP race once again. When was the last time a center won an MVP? Hasn't been since Shaq, and that does tell something. And he's again, like I said, in MVP race this year. He leads in triple doubles in the whole league. He's a leader in triple doubles. He's also almost a leader in rebounds after Rudy Gobert, and one of the the most efficient player in the league right now. And I'm not denying that Embiid is a crazy player. He is, and he has potential to be. He has potential to be better than Jokic, but is he gonna get there? That's the question. I highly doubt that, because most of the time he's injured. When he does come back, he puts up crazy numbers, and then he gets injured once again. While Jokic is out there every single game, grinding and coming back even better, improving and improving. Another day, Embiid dropped 30 points, 50 points actually. He dropped 50 points with a double-double. And Jokic literally, that's probably what he said, hold my beer, and the next game he dropped 50 with a triple-double. And another day, Embiid dropped triple-double and I think 26 points, and Jokic dropped exactly 26 points, but he got more rebounds and assists. Just shows how great this guy is.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I'm gonna take Embiid. I think you made some very valid points, because Nikola Jokic is one of, if not the best big man in basketball. But the only person that's stopping him from being the best big man in basketball is Embiid, right? So I get what you're saying. You know, Embiid does get hurt, and the Sixers are gambling with Joel Embiid's prime, because he does have an injury bug around. You know, he hasn't played for the first couple seasons of his career because he had a foot injury. But I'm going to stick to what he's doing on the court, because when Embiid is on the court, guess what? He's an MVP candidate, right? So Nikola Jokic, he did win MVP last year, and I'm not going to take that away from him. But what we forgot is Embiid was an MVP candidate last year before he got hurt. You know, it is, to a fault. Yes, you can't hold that to his end, because you can't keep getting hurt and then be in the conversation, because you have to be playing basketball. But when it comes to Embiid, when he's playing basketball and he's on the court and he's not injured, he's giving it all he's got. You know, so you can give Jokic maybe an edge in rebounding, assists, definitely, because it's not even close when it comes to assists with Jokic and Embiid. But Embiid definitely has an offensive package of his own. He might not be just as efficient as Jokic, but he is efficient like Jokic. He puts up points just like Jokic. You know, he puts up his end on the offensive side of the ball. And then don't forget defense, because Joel Embiid is a better defensive player than Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic hasn't had a plus defensive rating on defense in a while. He's not a great defensive guy.
He's not.
His game prioritizes offense, rebounding. You know, he can definitely shoot. He's a better shooter than Embiid. So I'll give you that. But I can't say that he's a more dominant guy than Embiid. I can't say that he's more dominant than Giannis. But that being said, we're just strictly talking about centers and big men. But for me, I'm still gonna stick with Embiid. And hold on, because I got another stat for you right here.
Right.
So when it comes to clutch play, right? If you look at Embiid, Sixers are 8-1 in 9 clutch games that he's played, while the Nuggets are 4-7 when it comes to clutch scoring. So Embiid is definitely the guy to go to because he's the closer on that team. Embiid is the closer on the Sixers, and he makes things happen. Only downfall is that in the playoffs, obviously you have Ben Simmons who isn't shooting the ball, and then occasionally you'll have Embiid get injured somewhere down the line. But even when he was injured and then he was playing against the Hawks, he was putting up some big stats. He was putting up some big numbers. So Embiid is not somebody who you could just gloss over, or you can't just take Nikola Jokic unanimously as the best big man in the league.
Well, you see, you're talking about clutch and dominance, but it's not what Jokic is about. He's the most efficient player in NBA right now. He is, and that's what puts him above and Embiid and Giannis. Efficiency.
Okay.
That being said, just like Embiid is an MVP race this year, but so is Jokic because of that efficiency. He plays every single game. What's the point of having a crazy player that doesn't even play?
But he does play basketball, though. He does play. I mean, yeah, you'll probably in a year he'll probably miss 20, maybe 30 games, depending on what the injury is. But back to efficiency. Now, when you talk about efficiency, what are we talking about there? Because when it comes to Giannis, I don't think he's better in the paint than Giannis. Giannis, I would probably have to give him more. He would probably be a more efficient player than Jokic when it comes to the paint. Maybe yes, in the mid range, he could probably shoot it. He probably has a better jumper, or he has a better jumper mid range. He can shoot from the 3 better than Giannis. But when it comes to efficiency, I think there's a borderline between, where on the court are you efficient? And I do give it to you. I think Jokic is more efficient all around when it comes to shooting and scoring the basketball. But when it comes to Giannis, I think he's the more efficient player in the paint. But I do agree, yes, he is very efficient on the court.